Lossless scaling is amazing, and it's so amazing that as long as you have a GPU that can get at least 30 FPS in any chosen game, you can possibly quadruple your FPS without much visual artifacting or input latency. Now, in the last video regarding lossless scaling, you guys made sure to educate me about the difference between built-in upscalers and software-based upscalers, and now I know why it looked so bad. But now I want to move over to its frame generation capabilities, but not just on any game, but on esports games.
Hey, look at, oh shit, oh no!
Now, the average gamer who plays battle royale games won't care much about latency, like Timmy, who will beg his parents to move their house directly next to the Fortnite server so he can get that crisp 0 ping. Most players will play at about 40 to 70 ping and won't even know until they turn on performance stats. The reason why I'm saying this is because frame generation adds a little input latency, and I want to see if the performance is enough to outweigh the input latency. So let's see. Now, to start off, you want to make sure that you have a activated Windows 10 or 11 PC. The easiest way to activate your Windows is by using keysfan.com. They have plenty of keys ranging from ad blocking services to even video editors. Their keys are cheap and are sent directly to your email within 10 minutes. And for a limited time, you can get 52% off of any key on the website by using my discount code RGT52. Take a look at the description to learn more about KeysFan. Now let's get into the video. Now, the only reason why I'm doing this video is because I just recently made a video that was about Fortnite's stuttering issue, which I tried to find a few ways of fixing it. I personally haven't fully fixed it, but I was thinking, I normally lock my FPS to 120 and it never actually stutters or freezes and goes under 30, meaning that if I lock my FPS to 30 and then I double it using lossless scaling, could I technically make my game completely smooth? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to my settings, and I'm going to go ahead and lock my FPS to 30. Now, of course, you'll be able to visually see the difference. Well, actually, it's not horrible here, but I'm going to go ahead and go in the game, and I'm going to start up lossless scaling mid-game and see if you can see the difference. Now, as you can see right now, I'm in Fortnite, and this does not feel good. As you can see at the top right, I'm at 30 FPS locked, and boy, I can see why nobody even wants to get close to 30 FPS. Now, lossless scaling is enabled, and it is doubling my FPS from a locked 30 to a 60, which is basically just fake frames. But to be honest, it does not feel horrible. Like, you can definitely feel the tiny bit of latency, but it's not as bad as you would expect it to be. Now, I know for people who play this game day in, day out, they would definitely feel it and they would definitely not want to play it like this. But again, the artifacting is not horrible, and I can see how some people who don't have the greatest of PCs can play like this. Now, I'm kind of scared right now because I think that is definitely a real player. Love of God! Again, it does not feel horrible. Now, one thing I do know is that if I try quadrupling my FPS to 120, it could potentially feel better. It may even look better. Now, my monitor that I'm looking at this currently on is 60 Hertz, so it wouldn't look visually better, but it would definitely feel better. Now, again, this does not feel bad. Would I play it like this? Probably not, because again, I can already get upwards of 160, but I haven't felt many stutters. Now, I know this is about to sound crazy, but currently every few seconds there is a tiny bit of stutter, and as you guys can see, the proof is literally in the pudding. You can see that I'm getting a locked 30 and it is being doubled to 60, and as you can see, there are no fluctuations, meaning that if there are any stutters, it's quite literally because of ping. Now, I'm not sure why my ping is 60 right now. Normally it's somewhere between 40, but you know, that's just Fortnite for you. Again, in the last video, when I was trying to figure out ways to fix ping issues, I noticed that in most online games, your ping is actually dependent on your FPS. So maybe with me getting a locked 30, that is causing my ping to be a little higher. Maybe when I try turning up my FPS, I'll get less ping. So maybe that is something I'll have to try, but now I'm about to go ahead and try quadrupling the FPS from 30 and seeing how 120 feels. But doubling my FPS from 30 to 60 definitely feels pretty decent, and I can see why anybody with a not the greatest PC would try playing it like this. So I would definitely recommend. There we go. Now, okay, this is definitely feels better. Like I said earlier, I think that it should feel better than 60 FPS, which it does, and you can even go higher than ×4. So you could definitely go from maybe 30 to 240 FPS. But there is one downside, and that is the way it looks. You guys can definitely see better than me because it's a recording. You guys can go back, but of course I cannot. I want you guys to let me know how it looks to you guys. It kind of looks weird to me. It definitely has some artifacts, but it feels better, and I haven't been getting many stutters. So it definitely has its times. Like right now, just running across this, you can definitely see that moving around, it has a little bit of artifacts. Yeah, I need you guys to tell me what you guys see, because you guys definitely see a lot better than I do. But it feels good. It definitely looks, unless you can deal with the way this looks, I wouldn't say that quadrupling it is worth it. So yeah, doubling it to 60 is definitely the way to go if you can deal with the tiny bit of latency. But I'll be honest, the latency is playable, again, if you're not some competitive pro player that needs 0 ping. So maybe if you can manage to get 0 ping or lower ping, this could become playable. So in conclusion, I would say that if you care a lot about latency, do not play it like this. Especially when fighting, it's pretty bad. But whenever you're doing the ×2 and you're doubling your FPS to 60, the FPS is honestly not horrible. If you don't really care much about latency and you just play this game for pure fun, I would definitely say that you should be playing it like this.